In this video, we're talking about how to encourage a man to come for you if you know he is hiding his feelings for you. This is Dating and Relationship Coach Sami Wunder. For the past 10 years, I've been helping ambitious, strong, successful women find and keep amazing love. So listen closely. Now, even before I get into what you can do to encourage a man that you know has deep romantic feelings for you, but he's hiding those feelings, let's first talk about what you absolutely do not want to do. I've worked with thousands and thousands of women at this point, and what I've found is that once a woman recognizes that there is a good man in her life and he's been hiding his feelings for her for whatever reason, she can get overactivated in her masculine energy to get this guy to reveal his true feelings to her and to start taking the relationship in a romantic direction. And you really do not want to do this. You never ever want to go in and start overcompensating or working too hard towards a guy that has romantic feelings for you. Now, what are some of the ways women do this? I've done this too myself, by the way. One of the top ways I see women overcompensating is when they reach out to the man and they reveal their own feelings for him. Now, this is such a terrible idea. I remember when there was this man in my life while I was rotational dating who really liked me, and all his friends knew that he really liked me. And I wasn't interested in him, but I was treating him as a friend. And then a few episodes happened where for a moment I was like, wait a minute, he's quite nice and I am treating him really poorly because I'm not really interested in him and I know he has feelings for me. And that is when I went back to the guy and I revealed my feelings for him. I said, you're really nice and I know you've been trying for this to work between us. And I just want to say, if you would make an effort here, I would respond because I think I really like you too. And guess what? That was the end of the story. I have so much compassion for that version of myself because back then, what I used to think was, if I tell a guy that I like him, he's just gonna wake up and feel so happy, so amazed, and so grateful that she likes me and she's telling me that, and now he's gonna work harder for me. But the truth is that me revealing that, especially in this way, made me totally lose my power in the equation. And believe it or not, he did try a little bit with like a few texts here and there and trying to take me out, but then the whole thing just fizzled out. And it fizzled out because earlier, what was captivating for him was my freedom, my joy, my lack of attachment to him, and he wanted to work to win my heart. But then suddenly, when I had this recognition that, wow, he's really interested, and now I'm also interested, I went back full force in my masculine energy and I revealed all my feelings. I took all the thrill away. I took the thrill of the chase away. I treated him almost like being on a pedestal instead of making him understand that, yes, I am possibly interested, but it doesn't mean he doesn't have to work for it moving forward. So this is a mistake I literally do not want any woman on this planet to make. Yes, you recognize he has feelings for you. Yes, you would like him to make the movement forward in the direction of romance. But please do not go in there with full force, reveal your feelings. Or the second thing I also see a lot of my clients do is trying to overcompensate, which is like, now I know this person likes me, so now I'm going to push the edge a little bit. I'm going to just start calling him a little bit more. I'm going to start texting him a little bit more. I'm going to make an effort to reveal to him that I'm really interested in him. And maybe that is going to encourage him to take things in the right direction with me, in the direction of romance. This is again a bad idea because both these concepts that I just revealed to you in terms of mistakes are based on you as a woman getting into your masculine energy. You see, your feminine is what has inspired this man. Your sweetness, softness, flirtiness, happiness, detachment, your independence, those things have made him feel attraction for you. And that is a dynamic you do not want to turn around if you want this man to keep coming for you and actually take things in the right direction that you want them to go. So this is like such a subconscious but such a frequent mistake women make, that we change the energy in the dynamic when we go back in with all our masculine force and energy. Even before we talk about what to do when a man has feelings for you that are more than just friendship, and he likes you, he's attracted to you, he finds you desirable, this is about what you do not want to do. You do not want to get into masculine energy. You do not want to reveal your own feelings about him. Remember, he still has to work to win your heart. The courtship process, the dating process has to go on. And number two, do not get into initiation masculine energy. Now, you're watching this video right now because you want to understand what is it that I can do in order to inspire him to reveal his feelings for me and to start courting me and dating me in a more romantic way. We're going to talk about that, but all of that is going to be in the feminine energy form. In other words, I will never encourage any woman to start texting, calling, initiating, over revealing, oversharing her feelings with a guy that she wants to take things in the romantic direction with. So let's talk about what is it that you can do that will keep you in your feminine, keep your dignity, make you show up as a high value woman while still giving him the green flag that he can take things forward with you because you are also interested. You're not in love, you're not head over heels, you've not completely lost balance, but you're open and interested if he would take things in the right direction. Let's talk about what is the relationship status of the man that is hiding his feelings for you. This is really important, right? We can overlook it, but this is really about understanding that if the other person is not fully single, you do not want to pursue this. So if a man is already married, my foundational advice is please do not pursue this. It only leads to drama. It only leads to heartache. No matter how strongly you feel for this person, no matter how strongly they feel for you, if they're married, this is out of bounds. And if it's out of bounds, then it is in your best interest to keep distance and to keep it friendly. Because otherwise, it breaks families, it breaks hearts, and it also breaks women's hearts. You know, it's not just men's hearts getting broken by married women, it's also married women's hearts getting broken by married men. It's pure drama, it's toxic. If we feel attraction for somebody that is not fully single, that's a human thing, by the way, no judgment. But what is important to understand is that any pursuit of that relationship for the future must only happen when that person is fully single and fully available. Now, the same advice will also apply if the person is in a relationship. Now, it is not up to us to say, oh, but he's not so happy with his girlfriend or partner. He's not in love with his girlfriend or partner. She doesn't treat him well. That's why he's into me. That's why he's been hiding his feelings from me. The excuses don't matter. Once again, I think I am always wary of anybody who would pursue a connection within their committed status with anybody else on the outside, because then they could do that to me as well, right? Like, this is about understanding that some lines are never crossed. And so if the person who is hiding his feelings for you has a partner in their life, my recommendation would be, again, to keep distance, keep it friendly, because this is not something you want to pursue unless and until he is completely single. Now, let's say he's completely single, but you are not. What happens in this scenario is you need to talk to us. You need to talk to me. You need to talk to my team of coaches, because what is not good for you is to encourage another man's pursuit towards you while still being in a committed partnership or a marriage with the current man in your life, you're always welcome to book a free consultation with one of my senior coaches who will hear your situation out and give you advice on how you can move forward and what are the support options we offer at samiwunder.com to help amazing women like you move through these tender spaces in their relationships. Let's talk about the ideal scenario now, which is you're single, or you're just like casually dating, you haven't really met anybody who's caught your interest, and you recognize that you have this great man in your life who is hiding his feelings for you, and you would like to encourage him to move forward with you in the romantic direction. Whether this man is more like a friend to you right now, or he's more like a distant acquaintance where you feel attraction, maybe in a professional relationship or with a colleague or with somebody you've met for work or work purposes, but now you know that they like you, they find you desirable, they find you attractive, and they are not revealing that, they're hiding that because they might not know that you're single, that you're interested, that you're available. So what do we do in those two types of what I would call ideal scenarios for a single woman? If this man is truly your friend, if he's a friend, here's what we're gonna do. If you have a man in your life who is texting you, calling you, present in your life as a friend, helps you out, responds to your messages really fast. I have a video on 7 signs that a man is hiding his deeper feelings for you. So if you haven't seen that video and you are still searching for complete clarity, link below this video, so go check it out. But if you already know that this friend really likes you and he is displaying all the signs I mentioned in that YouTube video, then what I want you to do is go 2 notches up on your flirting skills. Really, so many women do not understand the power of flirting. We are always so shy around men. We are always wondering, is he going to think I'm too forward? Is he going to think I'm too much? Is he going to see that I'm being slutty when I am just being flirty and funny? No, I just really want to remove that fear from your mind, because there is nothing men love more than a good flirt. Like, it makes you feel good, the person is flirting, it makes the man feel good, and it is a very clear indication that more is possible between the two of you and that you're interested and you're open, and if he would take the step forward, you would encourage it, you would give it a green flag. So let's talk about how can you flirt a little more. I know I had promised this video, so I'm so excited to be revealing all of this now, that, you know, if a guy likes you, how do you take it to the next level without getting into your masculine? So what I would do is, of course, flirt on texts. Really, like, I would flirt on texts. So if you guys are in communication often, and let's just say it's your birthday and he sends you 25 roses, you can go, really? Just 25 roses? I thought you could do better than this. I was expecting 80 roses. Wink, wink, wink. And it's just a way to like tease, to get him to step up, to show him that if he really wants you, he has to step up, and you are opening the door for him to step up, because all men love a challenge. And even in a friendship, if you give a challenge, what you will see is that usually a man will rise up, because that's how men are trained to be instinctively. So start being more of a challenge around him, flirt with him more on texts, and the real game is on when you meet in person. In other words, if you know that this guy has deeper romantic feelings for you, like, show up looking like a star, like wear your red lips, wear your red dress, like don't have mercy on him, just go for it. Like, show up in your full power around this man, show up looking sexy, show up smelling good. And then on the date itself, what you can do is really go into a little bit of body language that communicates interest. And of course, you don't have to do sexual flirting. That is not something I encourage unless you are in at least mid-level dating with a man. You've known him for like at least a month or 2. Then you can slowly ramp things up in that department while sex is still out of bounds, if you date the way I teach. But what you can absolutely do is enhance how much you touch. So touch his thighs, touch his arms. You know, these are very non-sexual ways of showing interest through an open body language. What is also amazing to do is to look him more in the eyes, like hold deeper eye contact. If a man is hiding his romantic feelings for you, if a man finds you desirable and attractive, and you look him in the eye and you hold that eye contact, trust me, you will see him dropping his drink, you will see him getting nervous, you will see him blushing, you will see him rubbing his hair, not knowing what to do, getting confused. And it's really just about looking deep in the eyes. So I'm going to give you that look for a moment. And you just literally hold the gaze, and it's a very intense gaze, and you hold it. And what happens is that men really feel it. They really feel it deep down in their bones. I mean, I've had episodes where, when in my single days, I've just looked at a man in the eye and I've just held the gaze, and they forget what they were saying. They forget like what we were talking about, and they can't place it. Their brain cannot say she's doing that thing. But if you do that thing and he likes you and he finds you attractive, you're going to see he's going to really feel what you're doing. The same that applies with eye contact also applies with smiling. I think so many times when we are with somebody that finds us attractive, I think especially if we are not looking for romance, we can have like a bee resting face or a poker face, and that is something you want to avoid, because of course you want to give him the encouragement that you really like his company, you really like his presence. And so smiling, again with that kind of just smiling and holding the smile, is going to be really powerful when you are meeting this guy in person. And don't worry, I'm going to tell you exactly what to say in just a moment, but I think I am emphasizing in this video the power of body language. If you want a man to go in the romantic direction with you, you want his testosterone to shoot in your presence. You don't want to give him oxytocin. You don't want to tell him, I really like you, I really want you, and I really want us to date, because that is going to make the testosterone completely tank. Testosterone rises when there is challenge, when there is anticipation of sexual interaction, when there is uncertainty. So it is really important to understand that in these situations, it is not just your words. Of course, your words matter and we'll tell you what to say, but even more than that, what matters is your way of being. Feminine is a way of being. Feminine is not a way of doing, it's a way of being. And so your body language then plays a huge role in your ability to stroke that fire in a man's heart. There's a little flame there, and now you want it to become a big fire. And so for that, words alone are not enough. What is also important is your body language and the way you are being around this man. So with that said, we've covered touching, flirting, we've covered being a challenge, we've covered eye contact, smile, and now we're going to get into the words. And this is all assuming this is a friend. What is going to happen next is that you're going to escalate things, okay? You're going to escalate things, and you're going to be living a bit on the edge with him because you know he likes you. So now this is about giving him the green flag, giving him the green signal. If you would come for me, I would say yes. For example, let's say there is a situation where he invites you to go see the movie together, and it's an 8 o'clock show. So you can say something like, I'm not sure that's a good idea. I think if I go out so late with you at night, you might end up having a crush on me. And he'll be like, what? Like, what? What? And this is where it is so powerful to come at men with your self-confidence versus the oversharing, over-revealing of your feelings. You see, what you want to do is you want to demonstrate value, and you want to say, if you come for me, I will say yes. But of course, you don't want to say that in real words. You want to demonstrate that. You want to embody that. And so it's a great way to be a challenge, to start infusing romantic hints in your conversation and in the way you flirt with a man, instead of being very direct. So just saying, I'm worried that's not a good idea because then you'll have a crush on me. Now this is going to make him giggle, this is going to make you giggle, and it's going in the right direction. Another example could be that, let's say you're on a date and he asks you to meet again next week, and you can say something like, not sure it's a good idea. If we meet so often, I'm concerned you might fall in love with me. Now again, we are hinting at romantic equation, we're hinting at what's possible, but we're not being very direct about it, because remember, you're still going to be in your feminine, whereas he is still the one who has to make the move towards the masculine. And what usually happens is, if you're sitting in front of a confident man, he's going to escalate things with you, okay? So you're escalating the hotness in the equation, and he's going to escalate it with you. So he might come up with, and would that be a problem if I fell in love with you? And then you can just laugh and you can go, well, I can be trouble if you're up for the trouble. And there we go. Like, this whole friendship, hidden emotion thing is now escalating into a more flirtatious, hot, exciting thing, right? And that is what we want. Now, remember, you're not looking for forever commitment, the ring, the proposal at this time. All you're looking for right now is to shift the dynamic from a friendship dynamic into a romantic dynamic. So the only goal right now from all these interactions and from all these tools that I'm giving you is to get to the date and hopefully even inspire him to say, so what if I asked you out on a date? Would you say yes to that? And then you can wink and say maybe with a smile, which is, again, very exciting for men. Men love this sort of uncertainty while the woman is still being open to his pursuit. So just a reminder, don't get caught up into how this will move ahead down the line. Don't think 100 steps ahead, just think one step ahead. And the only goal right now in such a scenario is to move the friendship equation into a romantic equation. So I hope that was helpful. And now I'm going to speak about how do you intensify things or escalate things with a man who is in a more professional setting or in a more distant setting. So let's just say he's not a friend. He's not somebody who's showing up in your inbox every day. He's not somebody with whom you call and text a lot. He's just somebody you met, maybe at a party, maybe at a professional event, and maybe there is some kind of contact. He watches your stories on Instagram, he likes your social media, but then he's aware that this is a professional setting or this is a distance setting, and he's not sure if you're single, so he's not making that move forward towards you. So what do we do in such a scenario? Now, in such a scenario, the touching and the openness with which I was speaking about a friend, it may be harder to arrive at that because it might feel really strange if there has been no flirting before or no touching before, that you suddenly show up and you start doing the touching and flirting. But you could definitely escalate things in the same direction, just a little more moderated. And I think in this scenario, it is absolutely okay to say something like, you could text a little on flirts. By the way, if you ladies want me to make a training or a video on how to flirt, I have that in my Leap into Love program as well, and it's on an amazing offer right now, so make sure to check out. It's my most advanced inner work program for single women looking to attract the one. It's a program with hundreds and hundreds of success stories, client marriages and proposals, so it's a must-have from the Sami Wunder collection in case you don't have it, so check it out. But what I was saying was, you can still flirt on texting. You can be a challenge. When somebody says, when am I seeing you again? You can say, when are you inviting me? For example, instead of saying, I would love to see you again, just say, when are you inviting me? Yeah, because then I will say yes to that. So you want to flirt on text, but even in a meeting, let's just say you guys are having a good time, you've met, and he talks about something that is interesting, an exhibition or a museum, and he saw that painting there, and you can just step in and say, so when are you going to take me to show me that? So now what we're doing is we're throwing a handkerchief. When are you taking me to show me that? It is not you asking him out. It is not you getting ahead of him in the pursuit of the connection, but you are opening a door. You are saying that if you took me to see that exhibition or to visit that museum, I might say yes to that. So this is actually such a beautiful way It's like a segue into romance, into getting yourself invited on a date with anybody where you don't know where you stand, and like things are more delicate because it's not a very close connection. With a friend it's different, because even if you're not like at your best and you're not at your smartest while you are making the move, you know it'll be forgiven because you are close to this person and he's good to you. But in a more distant setting, you have to play your cards right. You cannot look too eager, you cannot look too desperate. And so it's really important with all relationships where you don't know where you stand and where it could go either way with the guy, that you learn the art of not getting into your masculine, but still being an invitation. And the best way to do that, remember this line like forever, which is, oh, I've never seen something like that. When are you going to take me to show me that? Or making a comment around, I would love to see that someday. Maybe you can take me when you have the time on your schedule. This is such an open invitation. It is such a wonderful opportunity, especially for a man who is attracted to you. Now, if a man is not attracted to you, these lines are not going to work. So, of course, this entire video has been based on the assumption that a man feels attraction for you, that you are sure that he has emotions for you. And of course, there's always some uncertainty in romance. There are often situations where my clients will say, Sami, I saw your video about the 7 signs that he's hiding deeper feelings for me, and everything was certain. But then when I spoke to him about it, he said he's taken, or he's married, or he really likes me, but he's not available for something real right now. So those kind of scenarios can still happen because we're humans after all, and there is no guarantee for anything. But what I have given you in this video is like short ways to what I would call encourage a man who has deeper feelings for you and escalate things. And remember, before we finish, that what you don't want to do is go in revealing your feelings. And I know I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again, because I think I work with women day in and day out, and I work with very smart, ambitious women. And what often happens is that when you know somebody's hiding their feelings for you and you're single and you would like things to work out, it is so tempting to go in there with direct and forceful energy and just sort of reveal your feelings, because somewhere deep in your subconscious you think that if I tell him he likes me, he will like me back. But that's not how it works. Romance is a game of courtship. Romance needs effort from men. Romance needs a challenge. Romance needs polarity, you in your feminine, him in his masculine. And romance needs that level of uncertainty. So if you go in there being very direct about your emotions as a woman, it completely kills the challenge. It completely kills the uncertainty. And that is why it is so important that you take a more softer approach, even if your feelings for this man are really strong. I hope this was helpful. As always, I love hearing from you divas. So if this was helpful, give me a like. Make sure you don't go away without subscribing, and leave me a comment about if you want me to do a video on how to flirt like a diva. And of course, do not forget to check out Leap into Love, because I know you're not just here to be entertained, to listen to all this advice. You're here in my world because you want to attract your empowered masculine man, and you want to do it in record time. And I want to help you have that. I'll see you next week on my next video. Lots of love.